Parallelism is another common error that appears on the SAT, especially in the improving sentences section, though occasionally in the error IDs. And parallelism is not so much a grammar issue, it's actually more of a style issue. But basically, parallelism is about the readability of sentences and basically how clear it is, how clear the parts relate to each other. So let me show you what I mean. So parallelism can be defined as this idea that different parts of a sentence that have the same functions or importance must also then share the same form or pattern. Now, I know that's very kind of general and vague. The best way to learn this is to look at examples, and I think it'll become clear what I mean. Let's look at this question. I like swimming, running, and to play baseball. So we know what this means, and I suppose in some sense grammatically it's not terrible, but there's a parallel issue, because notice we have a list of things. I like swimming, running, and to play baseball. So wait a minute. Gerund, infinitive. Wait a minute, that doesn't work. They need to be in the same form, right? They share the same function. They're both what I like, and they have the same importance, right? They're all in this list. So one of the ways you see parallelism is in lists of things. So here, I like swimming, running, and playing baseball. And now it would be in the same form. In theory, you could say also, I like to swim, to run, and to play baseball. But if this was the underlying portion of the sentence, obviously you'd have to fix that, and you'd have to make it playing. Another way to look at these parallelism ones, maybe if that you didn't like that as much, is to look for the stem of the sentence that leads into the list and make sure each member of the list works with that stem. So what do I mean by that? I like swimming, running, and playing baseball, and to play baseball. So notice the stem would be right here, right? Because it's about what I like. I like swimming, okay. I like running, okay. I like to play baseball. So that's not terrible, actually. That actually works with the verb, so it's not a good example. But notice, nonetheless, we want to make sure that each one of those works with the noun. So again, I like playing baseball would be correct here. We'll see a better example of that in a bit, because that actually worked kind of fine. Let's look at another example. After school, Bobby will swim in a lake, talk to his friends, and he's going to play with his dog. So notice, list of things. After school, Bobby will swim in the lake, right? Root of the verb. Talk to his friends, okay? And he is going to play with his dog. So wait a minute. We have verb, and then clause. Not good. So we can fix this by getting rid of the he is and change this to, and get rid of all this really, and just say, and play with his dog, right? We don't need the going to because that's already built into the will, right? So after school, Bobby will swim in the lake, talk to his friends, and play with his dog. Now, about that stem thing. So you can also look for the stem and see how each piece sounds. So what's the stem? After school, Bobby will swim in the lake, talk to his friends. So it looks like the stem is here, right? After school, Bobby will swim in the lake. After school, Bobby will talk to his friends. After school, Bobby will, he is going to play with his dog. Oh, wait a minute. That doesn't make sense. You can't say Bobby will, he is going to. So that shows you there's a parallelism issue, and we'd have to fix it to play, to go with that stem. The new science textbook teaches experimental methods, theoretical concepts, and instructs students on proper technique. Wait a minute. The science textbook teaches, so there's our stem, experimental methods, noun, theoretical concepts, noun, and then suddenly, verb phrase. Not good. So what would we need? Well, we would need, one way to do it would be just get rid of this and just say and proper technique, and now we'd have a noun. You can also look at the stem, right? The new science textbook teaches experimental methods. The new science textbook teaches theoretical concepts. The new science textbook teaches instructs students. Wait a minute. No. Teaches proper technique. He wants to meet Bill Gates, build a computer, and a new desk. So we have to be very careful about the stem on this one. It looks like, okay, noun, verb phrase-ish, noun. Is this parallel? Well, look for the stem. What is the stem here? He wants to meet Bill Gates, build a computer, and a new desk. So the stem is actually he wants to, right? He wants to meet Bill Gates. He wants to build a computer. He wants to a new desk. No. So we'd have to add a verb here, like say get a new desk or buy a new desk. One other situation in where you're going to see parallelism is in word pairs, and we're going to look at word pairs more specifically later. Word pairs are also known as correlative conjunctions, are ways of combining sentences, combining phrases to show relationships between those sentence parts. So one famous one is not only, but also. And when you've got a word pair, number one, you got to make sure your word pair is right. Number two, you got to make sure the parts that come after each word pair are parallel. So let's check this one out. Janet claimed to not only know the answer, but also understood how to explain it clearly. So on the surface, this may seem okay, but actually this has a subtle error with it. So Janet claimed to know the answer. Janet claimed to understood. No, wait a minute. No. Janet claimed to understand. All right, we need the standard verb form. We don't want it to be conjugated like this, right? So Janet claimed to not only know the answer, but also understand how to explain it clearly. One last example. The teachers told his students that they should study hard, that they should get a good night's sleep, and to eat a good breakfast. So notice it sounds a bit wordy, but notice what we got. The teacher told his students that they should study hard, that they should get a good night's sleep, and that they should eat a good breakfast. Now, very wordy. One of the other ways to fix it is to actually get rid of these two, and then you're okay. The teacher told the students that they should study hard, get a good night's sleep, and eat a good breakfast. Why can we do that? Well, in the original, our sentence stem is here. The teachers told the students that they should study hard. The teacher told the students that they should get a good night's sleep. The teacher told the students that they should eat a good breakfast. If we get rid of this, we can change the verb stem here, or the sentence stem here. The teacher told the students that they should study hard. The teacher told the students that they should get a good night's sleep. The teachers told the students that they should eat a good breakfast, right? So either way is fine. The point is you have to be parallel. Given you have a certain sentence stem, you got to make sure all the parts are in the same form.